Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of my garage. We're starting this episode off exactly where we left off with the half-washed Niv that did a front flip, and the very first thing I'm going to do is sort of bang out some of the dents. This can be quite loud for those of you who've never heard this before, so I do apologise if this blows your eardrums out, but I really messed that door up. And the wing, and the bonnet, or hood for my American viewers. Is that it? Oh, look, the sill, was it? The sill? Yeah. Yeah, bumper's fine, front's fine. Yeah. Oh, this wing. Maybe. I'd say the suspension's collapsed in the front here then. Probably what's causing me my issues. I have no idea what I'm fixing there. Floor, possibly. Bang that door open. Yes, it was the floor. Looks like I knocked the dashboard in quite a bit as well. That's unfortunate. So in this episode, what I'd like to do is a bit of work to the Niv. We've got £4,500. Our trophies are hopefully still in the boot. They are indeed. You can pick up the trophies. And where will I put them? I set them there for now. We won't be keeping all of our trophies. We might keep some of them, but not all of them. That fuel pump might get changed today as well. I'll wash it properly. Definitely looks like the front suspension's collapsed, so we might have to have a look at that. But I'm going to put it up on the axle stands. Get this windscreen changed today as well, because a cracked windscreen is not a good windscreen. But it's still all rippled. Oh well. That will do. So let's just hope the car doesn't go absolutely flying when I put these in. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Bouncy. Well, these jack stands, or axle stands if you prefer, are fantastic. Awesome thing to have in the game. So I'm just going to grab the full toolbox, bring it out here, and I'm going to start by taking the wheels off, because I quite fancy changing, at very least, the tyres, possibly the wheels too. That's a bold tyre. That is also a bold tyre. There's 16-inch rims this thing has with high sidewalls, so it can put pretty sizable wheels on it. That spring looks okay, that one looks okay. I guarantee you the front one's broken. I'd say it, yeah, it's broken. That's fine. And next I want to take the drive shaft off for the rear here. I've opened the boot. Oh dear. Drive shaft seems fine, that'll go back on. I can't reach, there we go. Handbrake cable looks fine. I'll do a brake job on it as well. Our sensitivity still hasn't been fixed. Gonna fall off? Yeah, take that off and then you'll fall off. There we are. So that definitely needs to change. Pads are probably fine. Put this over here for now. The same on the other side. The pads are not fine on that one, but I'll change everything anyway. You just don't mind giving me that. Drop that down there. Everything else on the back here looks okay. Shock absorber's fine, brake lines are fine, springs are fine, but they'll get changed. Brake discs look fine. Handbrake cable looks fine. But this rear diff, although it is fine, open the boot again. It's a 3.8 rear diff. I want something a bit better. Let's get the spring compressor and get these springs out. Again, the springs are fine, but I want different ones. So we'll just work our way backwards with that. So I'll start with the springs. It's for a Niv, or a Lada Niva. And I want to put on a couple of lowering springs on the rear. Get my spring compressor back out and we'll just get them straight on. Yeah, brought that up quite a bit, like make sure the 16s will fit anymore. Brought it up a little, not too terribly much. So I'll pick these up. We're done with these now, so these will be added into our little junk pile over there. And let's put the rear diff on, or the final drive if you prefer. It's got the 3.8 rear diff, which is only $218.50, which isn't bad. But I want a different one. I'm impartial to a 3.2. So I'll get that. We'll try that out. We might switch to adjustable springs at some point as well, but the lowering springs are perfectly good enough for just now. A wrench, see if I can do this without opening the trunk again. There we go, and we'll get the drive shaft put back on as well. On the car, there we are. Nice and easy. Small upgrade, but it tends to make quite a difference. We'll add this to our pile of scrap over there. And let's get some new rear calipers and rear pads. Just get them thrown on in there. One of the calipers was okay, but come on. Doesn't hurt to change them. So this is right rear. And this one as well. For the left rear. Put the flexi lines back in. Not what the game calls it though, is it? It's brake line, they call it. Don't know how I opened the door from there, but okay. Right, that's everything on the rear. Let's go ahead and get these front wheels taken off. We'll see what we're dealing with other than 3 ball tires. Yeah, I'll probably do a brake job on the front here too, but that top suspension arm is absolutely goosed. If I can just get into the bolts. I do have that. Oh, where did that go? On the roof. Where did it go? There it is. So that needs changed. Front cross member does need replaced. That spring's completely gubbed. Let's get the brakes off first. If I can get into the bolts. Oh well, you can take that with you. How are the brake pads on this? Yeah, absolutely fine. The brakes didn't feel particularly bad, but we'll change them anyway. So undo that bolt there, and these 3 bolts here. All this stuff will go back on. That hub needs replaced. Shock absorber's fine, and let's get these bolts out here as well. That spring's gonna go into orbit, isn't it? Track rod ends away as well. Full steering rod's away. Let's move that out of the way so I don't kick it everywhere. I don't know what I've done with the brake line now. It's over there. And let's undo that bolt as well. That lower wishbone seems fine. This is absolutely just wrecked. And we'll do the same on this side. Even though these ones, most everything over here seems okay. Although possibly not. Another goosed brake. Pads look fine though. Get that brake line moved out of the way. This hub seems absolutely fine. Hub carrier out of the way. Catch that before it disappears. This top wishbone's away as well. Shock absorber seems perfectly fine though. This track rod end, although it seems fine, I'm going to replace it anyway because, well, cheap enough to. Alright, let's get this subframe off. I will keep the front axle though. Right, front cross member. Well, first let's get the brakes bought. We'll just get them assembled. Should do our first scrap run probably the next episode or possibly the one after it. We'll see how we're looking for finances at that point. So far this has all been relatively cheap. There we are. Brake discs looked fine, so onto suspension. Let's see, it was a 5 stud, I believe. There's the cross member, that was quite expensive. One of those, lower were fine. Steering links, uppers, and where's the springs? So I think that's everything. certainly find out. Let's get this axle, or front diff if you prefer, put back on to the cross member. And let's get it back on the car without wrecking everything. Alright, there and there. And let's reattach the engine. There we are. With that on, let's start reassembling the suspension. Can I put this on just now? Yeah, I can. One hub carrier. Only one bolt be holding it just now, but it's okay if I can get into that bolt, that is. We'll come back to that. Do the same thing over here. There we are. This side's taking a bit of a knock, but is otherwise fine. Same with the hub carrier here. I could just sneak in and grab that bolt, and I can get this brake disc and hub put back on as well. Let's go and grab our top assemblies. There, and there. And the other side. Very therapeutic, this game. Till you crash, then it's less therapeutic. The floating steering arm put in. Bolt there, and there. Floating wheel hub is just slightly off-putting. This should fix our wonky tracking at least. Right, so I can get the brakes put on this side. There we are, and the brake line. Nice and easy, that's that side finished. Now for this, need the screwdriver to separate the two of these. So that one is Ghosty. Get the new floating hub put on. And get the disc put on as well, tighten the disc to it. There we are. No weird stuff, please. And again, with the brakes, exact same as the other side. 2 bolts on the back of the caliper, and then the brake line can go on. If you can get both the bolts. No, I missed it again. There it is. And one brake line. Been quite lucky with this car. All 4 brake lines have been absolutely fine. And now, spring compressor, let's lower the ride height of this little Lada Niva. What I'm not sure of is if those wheels will still fit, but I actually want different wheels. It's 1 o'clock, so the shop is open, but before I do that, I'm going to just tidy up. keep this pile of scrap going until it's like a carload, if you will. That or until it explodes everywhere. Right, this is one of those occasions where I have to quick save because it can sometimes disappear the car if you leave the area. So just in case, I'll quick save. I do that quite often in this series because I don't really want the cars to disappear. And let's go and buy some. Yeah, let's go 17s. Won't be cheap, but I'm thinking.
Oh, hi. Say, are you going in town today? If you do, say hi to my friend Minty at the performance parts shop for me.
No. I'm thinking those ones there. 260, 260. Yeah. And let's stick them into the backpack, which apparently holds everything. Where is the other one? There it is.
Did I ever tell you I'm a French immigrant? It's hard to believe, huh?
And we'll get some low profile tires for it. Backpack mod is awesome. When I first started playing this game, having to carry wheels and tires back when I was working on my first car was enough to make me get mods. So we still got £2,000, so we're doing alright for money. It's not fantastic, but we're doing alright. Let's try and get everything. Oh, that's a tire. Yeah, cool. Just trash the place. Hopefully these fit. Well, they'll fit anyway. They just might clip a little. It's weird how there's no sound with this. The game is fairly quiet. I might add some background ambient music because the game is otherwise quite quiet. Alright, let's see how silly they look. With it jacked up, they look absolutely fine. They don't look out of place at all. Went up a tire size but down two, well, up a rim size and down two tire sizes. Yeah, they could be doing with a bit of spacing on them, but nothing too bad. Nothing too bad at all. It all depends on how it drives. Could drive like garbage. And last one. There we are. Looking quite, oops, quite snazzy. Let's get these axle stands out from under it. Not that this game puts them on the axle. In this case of this car, that seems to just kind of float nearby to the car. There we are. It's not too low. Those wheels do look a little out of place. Let's quick save again because, again, pumping tires up causes cars to disappear for some very strange reason. See how the car sits once the wheels are inflated, because that does cause the suspension to go up a little bit. Yeah, as you can see, that doesn't look too bad. Still needs to settle from that though. It's a little bit of arch gap on the front. It's fine. We can make adjustments in the future if we need to. Again, unless I wreck the car, then it becomes a parts car really. So that looks pretty decent. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. That doesn't look terrible at all. Let's get these old wheels picked up. I'm gonna store them. Where can I store them? Right here, actually. Not like that. Just like that. Just tuck them in all nice and tight. There we go. Now let's do a little bit of work to the engine. Nothing too dramatic. First thing I'm going to do is that can just go away. Get my spanner out and take the fuel line off. It's okay. It's a bit worn. Nothing too bad. Poke my head through the car. That fuel pump is just goosed. Absolutely goosed. I don't know what I undone there. Whatever I undone, I done it back up. Yeah, radiator hose isn't looking the best either. The water pump is knackered. We'll not worry about that just now. What I want to do is a few modifications and a few repairs. There we are. Sometimes if you can't pick a tool out of your toolbox, if you just nudge it slightly, it tends to do the trick. That spark plug's fine. And that one's fine. That one is not. They're all getting chucked away anyway. I don't keep spark plugs. Yeah, 3 out of 4 were okay. Right, so we'll drop that there and run back to the store because I'm going to put high performance spark plugs in it because why not? Why not indeed? And that's these ones right here. It'd be nice if they came in a box of 4, but yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to bother fixing the rest of the bodywork, the broken window and things like that. I'll replace the windscreen because that's a bit horrific looking. Tiny little garage. We will do some building in this series as well. Just not right now. Need a bit more money for that first, but I do have the unlimited materials mod. So I only need to buy each material once because I'm far too impatient to constantly go back and buy more materials. And spark plug socket, just tighten these up. That in itself won't make a massive amount of difference, but it's an inline 4 engine. And let's just nip right down to the very bottom. I want that. High performance, high performance. I think that's it. Let's start with distributor, which looks exactly the same as the standard one. Tighten back on. New fuel pump, which again looks exactly the same as the standard one. Just less crusty, this one. I don't think they're any different. Let's get the fuel line put back on. Same fuel line will be fine. Yeah, that's all trash. I can't pick them up with a spanner in my hand for some reason. Holding a spanner means you can't pick up HT leads. Here we are. While we're here, let's... Well, it was absolutely fine. Let's see, stick my face in the radiator. It has coolant now. It has enough coolant. That's the wrong side. Okay, starts up. It is running. It's very quiet in my headphones, but I can just about hear it. I'm not going to use my controller for this today because I need to spend a bit more time with the key bindings. That feels so much better already. Still doesn't quite do donuts, but... it feels better. The wheels actually look a little bit small, and it does look a little bit like a London taxi. I think it requires more power at some point. But let's get this windscreen pulled out. We'll just add this to the trash pile. Don't need the pry tool to put a windscreen back in. It's in here somewhere. Window front, windshield. There it is. There. New windscreen installed, just like that. That's all it takes. I think this window's broken as well. Looks broken. That window isn't. Let's put the spanner away, because I will lose it otherwise. And grab the grinder. Let's see if we can get rid of a little bit of this rust. That was easy. I don't know if there's any more rust on this, or is it just that one piece? Surely not. Surely not. No, it's not the only piece of rust. The inside of the door will probably be riddled with it. I don't actually see any. Must be under the door panel. That really, really off-putting door panel. No, there's a little bit there. I know where there's some. I can force my way into the car. It's like someone had a really, really bad time in this car. Why can I not get it from here? Why am I using a grinder? I've got a sandblaster. That will get it. Any on the boot or trunk? Don't know if there's any more up there. A little bit there. Yes, it was. Is that it all? It's most of it. Actually turn a profit on this car at this point. Keeping it though. For the time being at least. No, putting it back in. gonna take the one off the other side as well. It's just they're horrific. And this one's all bent out of shape. Oh, it's just an unpleasant texture. So I can put spore seeds in it. I will waste some money on that. Not as pretty as the white ones, but at least still not getting infection driving it. I'm gonna ignore that. Get these seats out if I can. Quite a lot of work this little car's getting today. But don't do that. Weird. Oh, they're just, yeah. I'm going to be somewhere else. There we are. Much nicer. Hopefully the driving position isn't like under the dash or something. I feel like this floor might still be bent all over the place. There's those bolts just disappeared into it. There we are. And the car will get a paint job and things like that. I don't know if it's going to necessarily be a pretty paint job, but it will get a paint job. I'll work on that in another episode, but for this one I'm going to call it a day there. We've got the little Lada Nivo tarted up a little bit, suspension's all fixed and a few engine modifications. Certainly not all of them in the next one. I will take it back rallying again, try not to destroy it, try not to do another front flip, although that was quite impressive, and possibly do some engine repairs on it, or we might save our money up and buy a project car. I'll let you guys decide that one. We might also do a quick flip or two as well. I don't have enough money to do it just now, but we might do that very soon. Build a little bit more money, a little bit quicker than the rallies, and I'll see you all in the next one. Very kind of watching.